What's happening, YouTube? What's up? So this one was a good request. Jason Kidd versus Russell Westbrook. Who would I take and why? This is a good one because you got two guys who definitely understood the triple double, but in different volumes. Now Westbrook's volume was probably about 6, 7 more points than Kidd, but it's rebounds, assists. They're fairly comparable when we get to that point, even though Kidd was a better defender and Westbrook was better slightly a bit on offense. But which one would win if I had to pick out the two? Um, Russell Westbrook was like a bolt of energy. It's kind of like put you in the frame of mind, kind of like what Iverson, speed belt, kind of like a free safety. Go get it, go at you. No hold back, no drawback. And a burst of energy. One of those cats that was a handful. One of those cats that just emerged and he had no, kind of like no filter on his styling. And so he definitely, you know, how everything kind of predicated, and the kind of guy that everybody could play off of because along with him breaking Oscar Robinson's triple double mark and et cetera, et cetera, he helped enable Kevin Durant to be an MVP and he worked with James Harden, like of course later in Houston and I won't say with Paul George and also when he was with Bradley Beal in Washington. Unfortunately, with the LeBron Anthony Davis thing, which didn't work out in LA, which should have with his styling. And pretty good with Denver with Jokic. So, but it's kind of like a guy that's been a guy for hire as opposed to a guy who, with his that signature sidekick and what have you. And it was always with bigger names. And see, this is the one thing where I gotta give Jason Kidd the edge because Jason Kidd did it with Dirk later on. And I'm trying to think of back when Kidd's peaking prime because in New Jersey, he got Vince Carter. He got Vince after the pool date. But to put Kenyon Martin in perspective, Richard Jefferson, Kittles, he facilitated. Things didn't work out in Phoenix with him per se, Rex Chapman, etc. And they weren't nowhere near. Most of his early part of his career, the Mavericks were in the stank. They were stank. Same thing with Phoenix. So by the time when he got to the Nets, the maturation, he did win Rookie of the Year, and he got better and better as time went on. And of course, he led the Nets, who were seen as overachievers, to two finals. And no, they got smashed by the Lakers because you still got that picture of Shaq hanging on all the rims. One of the things about what Jason Kidd, where I will support the argument over him over Westbrook, is this. Even when they beat the Spurs, when Tony Parker was coming into his own, Greg Popovich was thinking about making the trade Kidd for Parker. So that speaks volumes about even when the guy that you beat in the finals, you still want him to be your point guard, spoke volumes. So to me, if I'm asking who would I want to facilitate, I'm taking Kidd. And if you do the all-time rankings of who's the greater point guard of the two, Kidd is going to be known as the better conductor. Now, Kidd couldn't shoot a bull in the behind most of his career, but when he got old, he started knocking a three ball. Westbrook wasn't a good pure scorer, but he developed enough to make some shots. He was called Westbrook, and he was taunted and made fun of and all that and jeered. But he definitely has endured, and he's been energetic, a guy that you can respect. Now asking me, is there any wrong answer of the two? They both trade off. When you do a close evaluation of the stats, it's not like, you can make argument Westbrook scored a bit more, but Kidd's assists were higher. Westbrook's rebounds. So they both, for what they're asked to do, left a lasting mark. So, but for me personally, I think I gave it the edge to Jason Kidd. But what do you say? Jason Kidd versus Russell Westbrook, who was the better point guard player for you? Facilitate the maker. Let me know what you think below in the comments. It's a good question. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit if you like and hit that membership because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.